All right, what is up, Utah fans? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest, and today we are talking about the Fano brothers. As we move into a new era of Utah football without Cam Rising, without Mekhi Bernard, right? A lot of the guys that were staples of this team before, also losing a lot of guys to the NFL draft like Zamaya Vaughn, right? It's a new face for Utah football, and I believe a new era for Utah football. And I believe the Fano brothers are going to be the two mantle pieces of this Utah team heading into next year and be our big culture setters. I'm excited to dive in. I'm excited to talk about it, guys. Before we do so, please make sure you guys smash that like button. That'll help get the video out to more Utah fans. Also, comment down below, what do you guys think? Are the Fano brothers as good, as high upside as I'm talking about? I want to know your thoughts. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We put out a ton of Utah Utes football content, so if you're into that, make sure you stick around for the channel. We are a part of the 1012 Network. 1012 Network, check it out here. Charlie Hustle close. CharlieHustle.com. Use code 101215 for 15% off any non-sale items. And let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at the Fano brothers, Spencer and Logan. Okay, guys, and we're going to start with Spencer Fano, who had quite the special year last year. He was our starting right tackle, number 55, number one in your hearts, 6'5", 304 pounds, played left tackle the year before, struggled as a true freshman in the Pac-12, but this past year came on and had one of the best offensive line seasons for Utah, probably in history. If anyone's unaware of just how awesome Spencer Fano did, I hope this video will give you some more context here. And I was pretty critical of this guy heading into this year. 58.7 grades, pretty rough, but he lit it up in 2024 at right tackle. I think the biggest difference is they made the switch from left tackle to right tackle, and I think that helped them a lot. So do not mess with that. Keep him at right tackle. Do not do anything else. This is what really stands out, guys. A run blocking grade of 92.3. That's best in the country type of level. That's elite, elite, elite. And then a very, very good borderline elite, great pass blocking grade of an 80.3. Really good numbers. But what I'm excited to show you guys about Spencer Fano is this next one. So what these numbers are, guys, is offensive tackles, or it's offensive linemen, period, that played at least 50% of 1,024. So about 500 snaps. And you see who is at the very top of the list, and it's only looking at P4 teams, guys. So we are only, or Power 5, I guess. So only looking at Power 5 teams. So how special was his year? But then let's open it up a little more. So if we look at everybody in the country, not just Power 5, he still has the second highest grade, right? Only behind this Addison West guy from Western Michigan, who was playing a significantly easier schedule than him, right? And so Spencer Fano was clearly, in my eyes, the best offensive lineman in the country this past year. And very impressive. I think Spencer Fano has proven to me that next year will be his last year. Very, very likely that he is going to go to the NFL, and I think he's trending to be a first-round pick. I don't think that's a controversial take, but a guy that I think has really stepped up this past year, looked awesome, and I'm excited to see just how great he can do of a job following it up next year. So that's Spencer Fano, guys. And next up, we are looking at Logan Fano, the other half of the Fano brothers. So Logan Fano was originally at BYU, had an injury, comes to Utah his freshman year, is coming on hot, gets an injury his freshman year, and then sits out for the rest of the year, and then comes back this past year in 2024. Let's take a look at what he did the past year. A lot of up and down here. You can see a 62.9 grade last year. Not exactly where you'd want that to be, right? It's not great. It could definitely be a lot better. And you look at it, it's 30 pressures on 334 pass rush snaps, and the total pressure rate, I believe, was only 7.3%. So not great. But I also want to take into account the fact that he was coming off of a tough injury to come back from. And then we look at the 2023 season. I think that is a year that I'm not saying that, that last season doesn't matter, but we saw a special flash from him in the 2023 season. So you can see here on 120 pass rush snaps, he had a 75.2 pass rush grade. And then he played 203 total snaps, and you could feel it. Like the last couple games before he got injured were getting increasingly impressive. He was always back there and consistently getting in people's faces. He and Jonah Ellis kind of felt like the 1-2 punch for a little bit there before he got injured. And you go down, guys. Let's go ahead and move over to where those grades ranked among his peers. Moving to this tab right here. So there were 255 edge rushers in the Power 5 that played more than 100 pass rush snaps. And you look at these numbers. Oh, let me pull this up. Okay, 200 and previous. Okay, you look right here, guys. So he was tied for 49th among 255 pass rush snaps among Power 5 edge rushers with over 100 snaps, and he was tied for 49th. So pretty impressive. He looks like he could definitely be a really good player, and if last year is any indication, I'd be really excited. And like I mentioned, I think he was trending to look even better than that, maybe be a top 20, top 30 type of edge rusher in the Power 5. So I think he's a really impressive guy. I'm really excited to see what he can do for Utah. And I think together they make a nasty Bash Brothers, Fano Brothers combo. And I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts here in a second. All right, guys, I'm about to give you my final thoughts on the Fano brothers and what they could be for this team heading into 2025. Before I do so, though, make sure you smash that like button. Also, comment down below. What do you guys think? Are they the nasty dual threat I think they are? Or do you guys think Spencer's huge year was just a flash in the pan? Do you think that only Spencer's the big hitter? Do you think Logan's more special? I want to know what you guys are thinking. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We put out a ton of Utah Utes football content. So my kind of final thoughts here, guys, we got a nasty duo. We have one of the best right tackles in the country and a edge rusher that has shown that he can do it at the P5 level and has done it at the P5 level on a limited sample size. And he did struggle a little last year, a below average performance. Sorry about my son here. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here, but I'm excited about the Fano brothers moving into the future. I also think they've done a great job recruiting and just helping hype up talent and, giving us a presence on X and on social media. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm out of here. Go Utes.